blastmusic247.com. We're changing the industry one artist at a time.
Absolutely. I enjoy that intro. Hey y'all, how are you? I am Melikia K, Courtney, founder of Sanctuary Experience, and you are witnessing and participating in SXP Metamorphosis 365. This is our growth podcast. So if you are here, that just is you saying to me, yes, Melikia, I would like to grow, and that is a good thing. Good thing. As with every episode, we start with gratitude around here. So let's get it going because that is setting the atmosphere. I am one of those humans. I believe in setting the tone and setting the atmosphere. So that's what we're about to participate in. And I'd like to start out by saying thank you to Blast Music 247 for hosting the podcast and inviting me to be family. I love it here. And also to Troy Saha, our VP, Veep, who is amazing. And he's the grown up in the chair for me. Hey, partner, when I'm over here doing I do the grown-up podcast part, right? Like that's my part. I'm a beast at what I do. Well, I love my work. And he's a beast at what he does. He makes it possible for me to do this. So yeah, thank you, Troy. I appreciate you. And thank you to you listeners who are out there. My partner who's faithful to come and hang and listen. And those who choose to learn and come and hang out too and drop comments. I'm grateful. I enjoy those as well. Make sure you follow Blast Music 247. Say that out loud. And also make sure you follow Melikia K. Courtney on YouTube. So both of those YouTube channels, not only just for my content, y'all, but there are some really freaking awesome shows that happen on Blast Music 247, and then you can find it like all over the place. I do know it's Spotify and like 11 other places. So go hunting. Okay, great. And then the last thing I want to just share a little gratitude for. I had to look up for a second, and it made me giggle. All the butterflies. The butterflies are always surrounded. So it's a constant metamorphosis, and that's a good thing. Okay, I'm putting that away. All right. So as promised, we are on part 3. So 14 has 3 parts. We did the light, 14 light, which is loving yourself back to life, late. And then we did the full chat up last Tuesday. And then today we're going to just do a little practicum. I figured it would be wonderful because I like to have fun. Hey, Miss Fran. To offer a few games, just a few ways to kind of to practice that self-love. And I feel like it's probably wise to do a quick recap on the recap on the light. We'll do it just simply like that, because I think that kind of held a lot of the points in very much detail. So we're going to hop into that detail. I will spend a little time for those who did not get to watch or attend the live, and then we'll move on from there into the game. So 1, self-awareness. That is that's super huge. And really just think about the 2 words. Like seriously, if you just grab the dictionary and look them up and it was like, okay, boom. How often do we really stop to consider ourselves? Sometimes we may stop and see what we're feeling, because our feelings are stopping us. They're not allowing us to move on. You're feeling this and it's pissing you off or it's making you ache. And those are a little bit harder to ignore in the beginning. But then there are those of us who chose to be professional ignorers. I definitely did that at one point in life. I professionally ignored what I was feeling. I chose to not be aware of myself, not understanding my emotions, not understanding my strengths, not understanding my weaknesses, even down to my values. Like I just kept moving. Okay. And I know I ain't the only one. So I know that that's a heavy practice because we all have so much life going on, responsibilities, children, pets, homes, apartments, cars, work, jobby job, and businesses. Like we have enough to keep us or busy, and then add everything else. Our scrolling habits, hobbies, friends, romance, all these things. And they can all help to dilute our attention and keep us from paying attention to ourselves. And that's the point. Self-awareness, understand your emotions, understand your strengths, sit down with yourself and acknowledge your weaknesses. Everybody is not strong in everything. It's just not the case. And it's just not the case. I don't even really got to harp on that. And so I'm not gonna. Self-reflection and mindfulness practices. These are the things that help us be self-aware. So what do your self-reflection and mindfulness practices look like? Don't have any? Get some so you can tune in with yourself. 2, self-compassion. How do you treat yourself? Do you treat yourself with the same compassion and kindness and understanding, or even that you treat other people with, right? How do you treat yourself? Seriously. And that's a fair question. Many of us we're given to beating ourselves up. Oh, I failed. I missed a mark. I didn't do this, that, and the third, and I thought I should have. I had a conversation this week that was so cool, and we laughed so hard, and I really enjoyed it, because we all, when we're young, we're taught to put this life in order. This is what I'll do by this time. This is what I'll do by that date. And, all these wonderful dreams and plans. And at the same time, some of them dreams and plans are mad unrealistic. They just really were. I wanted to be a unicorn. So I did hit my head taking my luggage off the rack on the plane. So I got to be a unicorn for about a week. Had a big knot in my head. It was hilarious. However, that is a profession. That's just not life. That's not life. So how compassionate are you with yourself when you don't meet your markers? When you're 27, you're not married with 3 kids, which is a conversation I was having and laughing my behind off. Nah. Give yourself a break. Shower you with the same compassion that you would shower someone else who is feeling exactly what you're feeling. And then at the same time, I think it's safe to expect a modicum of compassion from the people who care about you, who are a part of your life. Same time, you do not get to abuse it. You do not. Okay, so treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would a friend. Acknowledge your mistakes. When you muck it up, acknowledge that you mucked it up. When you've been harsh with judgment on yourself or others, acknowledge that you've been bugging, and then practice forgiving yourself. And I believe in telling on myself, I was cutting up this weekend. I was cutting up. Yes, I was. Had an incident with a woman I was on the L train. And for those who have been in Chicago on the trains, it's a bag of tricks, right? It could go one way or it could go the other. And it went the other that day. So this woman, initially when she got on, I was just like, okay, she looked disheveled. So I was like, smiled at her. And she went and sat down across from me. Now, in the seat next to her were several cans of beer, right? Emptied like bottles, just a little lingering. You can see the waving. Missy Ma'am, a pink lady, we'll call her a pink lady. Pink lady picked up the beer can and she knocked off 2 onto the floor. Okay, if you want, I'm just here. I'm going to be in my lane. And I could show her compassion in that. Like, she doesn't want it next to her. I get it. But it was ignorant. But, again, I don't have to engage. Until she took the last one and started to pour the leftover beer that was in the can out on the floor, y'all. I'm sitting there like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, for real? Now, here's the thing. I probably could have ignored that too, with the exception of her pouring it on my feet. And I'm just like, oh my God. All right. So at this point, yeah, you about to catch some words. Okay, have you lost your mind? Like, are you okay? What are you doing? And why are you doing it? Right? So it went from there. There was a bit more conversation, and I got the test. I got the self-compassion test and the compassion for others test. She got mad. She didn't like me addressing her. And she did state to me that she hated Black people. And she went on to state why she hated Black people. And she had a lot to say. And I am one of those humans. If you got to know me, you know me. I don't like that kind of behavior. I don't like that language. Not least, I don't like it. And the compassion was actually showed to my G babies. Because my daughter, my loving, calm, compassionate, I mean, peaceful daughter is like, Mom, kids, it's like, you're right. Let me show the compassion of not laying holy hands on that woman. Let me show the compassion of taking a beat and understanding, like, why am I this pissed about somebody being ignorant? You know what I mean? Sometimes it is a matter of looking at self, and I had to look at me and decide, like, what is going on? On Friday, we had our poetry show. We have a poetry show every Friday, 8 p.m. We're in our 4th year of that behavior. Okay. On last Friday, we discussed the murder of Miss Sonia Massey. So I was still in my feelings. Okay. I was still feeling the wave of disrespect and hatred that has been shown so many folks in melanin skin, the indigenous, the Moors, right? And I find it disgusting. So her behavior only added to that disgust. She was literally just next in line, so to speak. So would it have been right for me to unload all of what I was feeling on that woman? No, I'm so freaking lying not. Would it have been right for me to, like, what level of compassion would it have been for me to put myself in danger? That's no self-compassion. That's stupid, you know? And they have these lovely announcements that let you know out the gate, if you on this train cutting up and laying hands on people, you could get 10 years. I look great in orange, but not jail orange. You understand? So treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding. And I did have to offer some compassion to her. Like, okay, she's disheveled. Nobody in their right mind would be doing the things that she was doing, or even saying the things that she was saying. And y'all, I gotta confess and be very, very honest at the same time. I told her to stop talking to me because she was still running her mouth and she's yelling, carrying on. Like, listen, this conversation just ended. And then she went on to make this one last line, and her line was, and this is the confession part, her line was, somebody had given her a black eye. And I just simply told her flat out the gate, you about to catch another one, stop talking to me. So that ended the conversation. So it's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous situation. But I can find the compassion in that I didn't lay hands on that woman. I can find in the compassion that I calmed myself down and thought about, what are you feeling and what are you thinking? And is this what you want your grandbabies to see? I don't want them seeing Gigi acting out like that. I do not want them exposed to that level of stupid. I'm glad they're young enough that I don't believe that they understood what the woman was saying, like her words. They understood the behavior and her yelling and like this, right? So that was just a situation that I did not need to escalate. All right. So in that, find the self-compassion. I acknowledge my mistakes because I was fit the blitz. And my harsh judgment when she hit that comment about hating black people, I'm looking like as if like it mattered, because that statement was like, that's stupid. Like, but that means what to me? Not much. So again, and I practice forgiving myself for even engaging with stupidity. So this is the breakdown of self-compassion. Let's move on to 3. Healthy boundaries. Establish clear boundaries to protect your well-being. Y'all. I can't say that enough. And it's interesting when you're doing life with folks, because that is your testing ground. When you establish boundaries that are healthy for you, folks around you will test them. They will test them. And I won't move into the good or bad of it. But what I will say is be prepared to maintain your established healthy boundaries. Are you being reasonable when you set them? Please be reasonable. Please don't set up a stupid boundary. Let's just say for what it is. Please don't set a boundary that cannot be maintained or supported, because you do want others who are engaging with you in life to be able to support your healthy boundaries. But if, say, you said something silly like, no one gets to sit next to me, you don't get to dictate that in every area of your life. You just really don't. So make sure your boundaries are simple and doable, right? And that they're healthy and that they benefit you, not necessarily restrict someone else. Understand? See what I mean? You want them to benefit you, provide a place, an environment, a space for you to be healthy, for you to engage and live and breathe and go and do and learn healthy, right? Hey, Logan. So these are the things to pay attention to, and that's your healthy boundaries. Let's speak a little bit more on it. Establish your clear boundaries to protect your well-being, and it does involve saying no. We're going to let that sink in for a second. Practice it with me. Say no. No, and no. Okay, sometimes it's just no. And that is okay. Be okay with your no. That's part of establishing your healthy boundaries. Okay, and what you're saying no to, let's be clear. Are you saying no to everything? No, Melikia did not tell you to say no to everything. Participate in life. But what you are going to say no to is the things that constantly drain your freaking energy, that challenge your values, things that don't even align with you, that when you're doing them, you feel sick to the stomach. Your chest feels funny. You feel like you're going to throw up. You know, like that, I don't want to be doing this. Then why you say yes to it? I'm tired. I don't have enough money to do that and do what I need to do. Then why you say yes? All right, because at the end of the day, you are responsible for your choices. You are responsible for your yes. You are responsible for your no. And sometimes when you give your yes or give your no, you've given a yes that covers 17 things that are in front of you, and no, 17 things that are in front of you that you have no control of. So be mindful of your yeses, be mindful of your no's, and use no. I always say like mayonnaise. Get to spread it as needed. Okay, great. Say yes to activities and relationships that nurture and support you. If you have folks in your life that are freaking a joy to be around, an excellent conversation, they help you growth point, i.e. SXP, Metamorphosis 365, be there, engage in those conversations, be supported in that way, and be supportive. It is a two-laner. It's a two-lane. So make sure you're giving and receiving, all right? 4, positive self-talk. We're going to lay in this one for a bit, and it's only 5. So positive self-talk, darlings. It is a challenge. It is for you to challenge the negative self-talk, okay? And some of us it's easy because we've trained ourselves into it. I can sit and tell myself I am whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. One of my favorite quotes from the Master Key System by Charles Haanel, right? I love that statement. I can sit and share beautiful things with myself. I am one with God. That's my favorite, right? So there, mouth, mind, and body, just in case you didn't catch that. So there are wonderful things that I say to myself and I remind myself. And even when I was sitting here, when we were first starting, I had a moment of reminder. When I looked up and saw those butterflies on the container, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I am doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I am showing up for myself in life. And I am loving the people to life like I told God I would. I'm keeping my promises and I'm on purpose. I am in life's game. I am not sitting on the sideline watching it happen to me. Not that human. I'm highly engaged. And not only am I highly engaged for my own well-being, I am highly engaged for the well-being of others and those around me and any who get to hear my voice that I may never even see face to face. Positive self-talk. I tell myself the truth. Okay, so can I say that there are times where I'm challenged by other thoughts? Absolutely. I'm a very spiritual woman, and there are times where I understand the word where it says I know the thoughts I think toward you. And what does that do? It gave me a clue. Thoughts are thought toward you. So not only am I receiving thoughts from spiritual divine, I am receiving thoughts from the folks in my circle, from the people I care about, from clients, from people I walk next to. I am an empath. So I am receiving, or thoughts are coming to be received. Let me be very clear. Some thoughts come and I don't receive them. Return to sender. That does not belong to me. I don't have to receive that thought, and I sure as hell ain't got to think it, and definitely not on repeat. Now, are there some things that got in prior to my awakening to myself? Yeah. As a kid, I heard some horrible things when I was a child, and a lot of those things stuck with me for a very long time until I sat down with those things, I faced those things, and I measured them for truth or lies. And when I found the lie, yeet, gotta go. because I know the truth. I establish the truth like I establish my boundaries. And that is how I manage my positive self-talk. Other folks may come up and they may want to say something stupid, like I mentioned on this train, on the train. She want to say something stupid. Okay, fine. You're welcome to say you're stupid. However, I don't have to wear it. It does not have to sink in and be a part of my heart because those are your feelings, because that's your perception or your projection. It doesn't have to be mine. Parents, and let this free all you folks who suffer from the things your parents said. I need you to do a measure for me. How long have you been over 18? Because last time I checked, a lot of us are well past it, and we have not taken time to speak to the child in us and tell the child in us the things it needs to hear. What you waiting on? Go on and talk to your inner child. Tell your child the beautiful things that it needed to hear. All right? And then some of y'all got the assignment to write to yourselves from your child voice. I would love to, man, I'm waiting on that feedback. Okay. Same way, speak from the adult perspective to that child and tell that child the truth. You ain't beat. Is that true of a kid? You know that's a lie. That's somebody projecting in their feelings and having a bad day and taking it out on their kids. Unfortunate, but we do know it's done, right? And these are the lies they're lies. These are the lies that may have been spoken. And yes, we may have accepted them and put them on a reel and played them over and over and over for years, right? And made it our own. However, in the same way that we accepted that thought and recorded it for ourselves and played it over and over and over, we can delete it. And we can record something better, something new. So I encourage you to stop blaming your mom and your daddy for your problems. Please knock it off. And I am not making light because there has been some damage done. And let's have a private conversation. I'll tell you way more. But it's not a death sentence. The damage that is done does not have to be a death sentence unless you choose to allow to be the negative self-talk that damns you, that cages you, that prevents you from becoming anything more or other than those words. And that is a choice. It is a choice. And it may not feel like one, but I'm here to tell you that it is. Like undoubtedly, no question. It is a choice. And you get to choose what thoughts you allow to run through your mind. The ones that get free reign and free recall, like you're pressing play on your favorite movie, only it's trash. Change your tape, change your DVD, change your VHS, change your projector, change the station. Damn, come on now. This can be done. So increase your positive self-talk. If you do not have a lot of wonderful things that run around your mind to keep you reminded and encourage you on who you are, write them. Your pen and your paper are your best friend if you let them be. And those who like to clickety-click, go and grab your computer. But I truly believe in the pen and the paper, all right? But write them. And not only just write them and look at them, read them. Read them daily. I had someone literally litter their mirror and their door and their walkways so that they are seeing these sticky notes and posted. And when you see it, when your eyes drawn to it, just read it. 1 sentence, 2 sentences, very quick. Dashboard in your car. I had one girl who, she's amazing. She covered her speedometer, which I am not recommending, but she covered her entire speedometer with wonderful things. So I encourage you guys to make a way for yourself. This is not a rescue ranger mission. You are the rescuer. Participate in your own rescue with positive self-talk. Okay, that's 4. And then 5 is a self-care element. Self-care, 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 self-care. Let me say again, self-care, self-care, self-care. This is for you. Everything that I've spoken to you is literally about yourself and self-care. And this is the light version. Like I said, I'm just going to give you these points and we're going to go to commercial, get our Billy Bills paid, and then we're going to kick over to the games and talk about those and share some fun ways for you guys to engage and grow. Okay. So self-care. Prioritize the activities that rejuvenate and sustain you. What does that mean? That means that sometimes we're given to going and doing things with other folks that they love to do, and it rejuvenates them and it makes them happy, and you go and you enjoy their happiness, but it does not fill you the same way. Now, am I saying don't go? Take all the happy you can get. The world is full of some strange things. Why not take all the happiness that you can get and be supportive and be with that person who loves whatever it is that they love and participate in that. And also invite them to participate in what you love. Well, what do you love? Right? Because some of us haven't even done the simple work of figuring out what we love, what we need, what we desire, what is for us, what is not for us. Do your work. Do your work. Don't be lazy in your living. Do your work. Okay? Prioritize that. What do you love? Once you figure it out, add it to your calendar. If it's not on your calendar, it doesn't exist. We know this. Oh, I'll get it. Oh, we can do it. Well, when? What time? What day? How long are we going to be at it? All right? Like we plan our vacations, for those of us who take those, plan the things that sustain you, that energize you, that lift you up, that build your heart, that make you laugh till you dang near pee. You know, find your funny, find your happy, find your peace, your quiet, your water, your air, whatever it is that floats your boat. Your butterflies. I am a freaking fan of butterflies and dragonflies. When I see a swarm of dragonflies, I'm probably one of the happiest people on the planet. And we have conversation. All right? I love that. It feeds me. The sun, having my feet on ground level, very important to me. Very important to me. So I figured out what I need for self-care. Bath, bombs, massages, very important to me. Necessary. Okay? Make you necessary. All right. So physical exercise, get your biscuits in motion, hobbies, spend your time in nature, rest. For those of us who, I did not rest for years. I was ridiculous, y'all. I did not rest for years, like for years. And then I crashed and it was ugly. So do not do that. Do not do that. All right. I'm way more obedient now. When I feel my body saying, all right, knock it off, I can knock it off. And then sometimes, like today, I was telling Troy earlier, like I don't even have time to pause. There's some things I feel, there's some things I think, but I have not carved that time out to pause because today is not the day to pause. You know what my pause day is? Thursday. I'm going to straight up hit pause on Thursday and I'm going to tend to me. Fully tend to me. Like I tend to everybody else. I'm going to show that compassion. I'll show everybody else to Melikia. Okay, great. All right. So we've gone over the points: self-awareness, self-compassion, healthy boundaries, positive self-talk, and self-care. That's kind of the expectation that I'm laying before you. And yeah, I expect it. Let me see where we are on time. And then, 27. Go ahead, Troy. Let me get these bills paid.
No, you're doing great. You're doing great with the time.
What? That's the thing about being a public speaker. Bro, I can talk on a subject for like 3 hours straight. So I'm trained in 30 minutes, 16 minutes, 3 hours. So get me started. And then, especially when it's true stuff that people need, I'm there. But anyway, I'm going to pause.
Alrighty. Well, everyone, good evening. Our Blast Artist Spotlight is my homegirl, Lala Musique, and this is called Dim My Light. Let's check it out.
Scene. I be living righteously. They can't ever stop me from out shining so brightly. 'Cause I got the Father. He is my Abba. There is no other. Dim my light, won't let you dim my light. Dim my light. No. Look at who's changing the game up. Even the way that I praise him. Now put some respect on my name, yeah. 'Cause I got the Father. He is my Abba. There is no other. Dim my light, won't let you dim my light. Dim my light. No. Dim my light, won't let you dim my light. Dim my light, dim your light. that I praise. Now put some respect on my name, yeah. Nothing I do is the same. Look at me changing the game. Even the way that I praise. Now put some respect on my name, yeah. Nothing I do is the same. Look at me changing the game. Even the way that I praise. Now put some respect on my name, yeah. Don't let it lie. Won't let it lie. Don't let it lie. Dim your light.
That was awesome.
That's La La Music with Dim My Light. And if you are an independent artist or spoken word poet or up and coming comedian looking for some exposure, you can go to blastmusic247.com to register for free. But Blast is also looking for the fans of music. So if you also like to have access to great music, you can go to blastmusic247.com, register for free as a unlimited fan, and you'll have access to hundreds of independent music. Blast, we're constantly changing the industry one artist at a time. All right, Melikia, back to you.
Thank you so much, Troy. I appreciate it. And I was over here in the chair like, yeah, it's all like this song. And I love the message of the song. I'm one of those humans who listens to the lyrics because I need to know, hey, Joe, that I won't let you dim my light. Come on. Come on. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So, like, literally the points that we went through, there you go. If you did not have something positive on your positive self-talk board, how about that? Bright light. Bright light. Won't let you dim my light. That's that boundaries talk right there. So thank you, Lala. All right, let's get to it. Like I mentioned, as promised, practicum is important. When we take time to learn a lesson, if you think about when you were a kid, how did we learn? There was so much freaking play involved. There was so much play. We learned boundaries on the playground, right? You run up, you bubble up, you sharing space. Like, we learned so much in the classroom, in the playground, with brothers and sisters, if you had them, with cousins. I learned very much, and the majority of it was in play. I enjoyed playing. Okay, great. So with that, let's talk about these games real quick. Actually, not even real quick. We're going to take our time on the ride. Self-love bingo. It is the simplest game. For those of us who are, I won't even say OLD, I won't say that word, but how about of age? We remember the game bingo. I used to love bingo. I got excited about it. I don't know about you guys, but it was fun for me. And yeah, I do recognize that it was because of my grandma, but that's okay too. She was a riot. Like, she was for real a riot and mischievous. I got my mischief from my grandma. However, bingo was the bomb. What's going on, Emily? Hey. Create a bingo card, y'all, with different self-care and self-love activities in each square. What could it look like, Melikia? Well, it could look like take a bubble bath. It could look like write down the things like we mentioned about the positive self-talk. Write some beautiful things in some of those squares that you're just speaking over yourself or speaking into yourself, however you need to apply that. And for the listeners, you caught that? Meditate for 10 minutes. You can throw that in one of the squares. You can aim at completing a row or completing a column in a specific amount of time, right? Maybe during the week, you're taking time to play that game with yourself. Okay, and I got poets on here, so I made sure I said that the proper way. Play that game with yourself to increase your self-love. Make it a game. What else could I include in the card? Maybe taking a walk, running your hand in water. I am the coping skills queen. Trust and believe. I got a bag. And I believe in adding those coping skills to my daily. Every day I'm managing, like I'm making sure that I'm managing my emotions proactively, right? So that when I get into those moments where I can react and overreact, that I've already got some proactivity in the water that helps me level. So I encourage you guys, hey Lisa, what's going on? I encourage you guys to do the absolute same. Like, get that self-love bingo card out. And many people live a lonely life. I don't encourage that. Please make you some friends. Please go outside. Please do. And play the game with others. Why not duplicate your card? Why not add a little competition? and then be able to go to your girlfriend or your guy friend and be like, listen, I got 3 of them done this week. I got 4 of them done this week. I got 5 of them done this week. I'm taking care of myself. I'm showing myself that self-love and compassion that I promised I would, right? That accountability piece. You don't have to sacrifice accountability for fun, nor do you have to sacrifice the opposite, okay? Please have fun with it. Make it a game. What do you enjoy? What's your favorite game? If you don't get down with the bingo, well, what game do you enjoy? You enjoy some cards? Whip out your cards. Get a paper, change the face of your card to something you need to. Shuffle your deck and whip it out. Boom. I'm going to do this today. Okay. There are many ways to address it. I am going to share with you guys just a couple more, but I want to lay into the self-love bingo because it's a self-love piece. All right. Maybe in your childhood, you got stuck on statements. Okay. Stuck on statements that hurt. Well, how about you write those statements on one side of a card and write the better statement on the other side of the card. And on the back of the card where the stupid is spoken, literally, go ahead and put that big old red circle on a line through it. This is stupid. This is not true, right? You can straight up write on the bottom of the card, lie, and flip it over and write truth and tell yourself the truth about who you are. Tell your truth about how you love. Tell your truth about the boundaries that you need. Tell your truth to yourself so that it makes it easier for you to tell your truth to others, right? That is practice. And I find that many times when I'm dealing with clients, they don't know how to satisfy a situation because they haven't known, they haven't practiced, they haven't thought about it, right? When they're faced with a moment where they're not loving themselves and the person in front of them is not loving them either. Okay, so get your practice in the water so you know how to respond when somebody is in your face transgressing boundaries or pushing limits that you don't want any part of, or even when they're doing it passive aggressively. Practice who you are. Or when that manager loses her mind and is, man, I've seen it too many times where a new manager comes in, they want to clear it all out. Everybody suddenly is the worst employee on the planet and they just start shredding people apart. What do you have in place to deal with those attacks? What do you have in place to deal with haters when they start running their mouth, or jealous people, or ignorant family members? Because there are some, right? What do you have in place to protect you? Again, back to that self-love. I'm not kidding about the self-love, because self-love will satisfy a lot of the stupid that I see going on. Self-love will prepare us not only to expect boundaries and love for ourselves, but to give it. How are you giving that love? Because I do recall, for the people who believe in the word, you love as you love yourself. So if you ain't even loving yourself, and you this is so rude, but I'm fit to be rude. If you're not even loving yourself and you're running around telling people you love them, you a liar. Flat out, you're lying. Because if you're not loving yourself, how you loving anybody else? Quit playing. Quit playing with yourself and quit playing with everybody else. Knock it off. All right. So if you're offended, be offended for a minute, but then think about what I'm saying. Like, seriously, we do love to the best of our ability. Sure, have that. But aren't we still alive? Like, aren't we still able to grow? Aren't we still able to pursue and understand what love really is and embody it? Yeah. Don't be lazy in your loving. Don't be lazy in your living either. Okay. That's a self-love bingo. And I harped on that point for a minute. And we're definitely getting up out of here at 9 because I'm going to be attending. Okay, I'm checking time. Woohoo. I'm going to go watch my partner do his thing in 5 Deadly Disciplines. I'm excited about that. Okay, great. So, gratitude journal. I harp and harass every time I'm on here. Get your pen and paper. Get your pen and paper. It's not hard. It's not hard. And for those who gotta write it down with your stylus, or you gotta type it up with your computer, be my guest. Just do it. I don't really give a crap how you do it. Please just do it. Write you a gratitude journal. I kid you not. It is beautiful. The energy that comes when you pick up that tool, because the intention is set and the heart is ready to pour forth gratitude. Do you understand that your original state is gratitude? That's your original state. You have been in the valley, you've been loved on, cared on, fed, and here you come. Whee! Your original state is gratitude, because you are constantly as a child, you're being given. That's all you know, right? So your immediate state is gratitude. You're living in a state of thank you, because everything is being provided for you. And I find that the older we get and more self-efficient, we lose our states of gratitude. And the more we move into life and into work and into things, we get to grumbling. Oh my damn, can we complain? Yes, we can. Professionally, right? But when you take time to focus on what you are grateful for, you will train your eyes. And ask me how I know. And here's a self-test. Self-test. For those who have been in dating relationships that quote unquote failed, okay? Do you more easily recall the poo-poo that went on, or do you more easily recall the beauty and the good things and the simple things and the quiet and the peaceful, loving things? And be honest with yourself, because we tend to have eyes that are trained to cock-a-poo-poo-doo-doo. All right. We notice the trash. We notice the attitudes. We notice the slights. We notice the hate. We notice the jealousy. We notice the envy. We notice all that trash. Okay. But how readily do you notice the love? How readily do you notice the catering, the giving, the prayers, the hands-on, the protection? How readily do you notice the simple kindness, the smiles, someone holding a door for you, the courtesies, the common courtesy? Okay. So gratitude journal. And when you grab your journal and begin to write, please be exhaustive. Pretend you're writing a dictionary and go off, go deep, think. If you can't find anything today that you can be grateful for, you done bumped your head. You breathing, you can hear me. Be grateful. Start there. And if you need to go back for some good stuff, go on back down memory lane, but don't go for the trash. And here's the trick, and this is a warning. It is that a lot of times when folks use that method for journaling, gratitude journaling, and they want to go back to the past thoughts and run through all these things, you might get stuck in some poop, right? Well, this was wonderful, but that. Please don't acknowledge the but that. Ignore the but that and focus on the this. And this job is gratitude. Gratitude. I can move my fingers, my toes wiggle. I can stand, I can walk, I can breathe, I can take stairs. I have family. People love me. I get phone calls. My phone is always blowing up. Thank you, God. Like always. Thank you, God. Find your gratitude. What can you be grateful for? Embody that mess. Like for real. And we are laying in the self-love and in the gratitude, because these are rungs on the ladder, if you will. If you find that you are depressed, if you find that you have entirely too much quiet alone time and sadness keeping you company, like your company has become your chair and your remote control, you're bugging flat out. And I'm saying it in love. It's time to climb up out of that. I won't leave you in that. So let's practice self-love, and let's get that gratitude journal out and pull it to work. I challenge you to come up with unique entries each day. So yeah, use many of the same to get your primer. Okay, get you started. Not a problem, not an issue. But there's something beautiful that happens for us every day. There's something uniquely gorgeous and wonderful and sane and peaceful and warm and kind that happens to us every day. But sometimes when our eyes are tuned to the trash, we miss it. So I'm teaching you how to hunt for the beauty, hunt for the good, hunt for the lovely. Find that and then write it down, and keep dates on your journal. I believe in adding your dates, because you can literally look back, boom, I was grateful for this day. I was grateful for this. And when those hard times hit, when those moments of depression hit, when trauma comes knocking on your door, you have a whole gratitude journal in your own words. Who do you believe more than you? Nobody. You believe you more than anybody, even if you think you believe someone other more than you believe you. It is not the case, because you are with you 24 hours of the day, and you are privy to every last one of those 60,000 to 90,000 thoughts that come and keep you company a day. And for those of us who have ascended, we don't have to deal with all those 90,000 thoughts a day. We have more straight focus. We still are with ourselves, and we still think about that we think, and we believe ourselves more than we believe any freaking body else. So build yourself an arsenal. Okay, great. The last game, and I'm only offering you guys 3 games. It's very simple. I figured if I give you 3, it's going to be simple, and you can do it, and you will do it, because you're not overwhelmed, and it's easy. It is easy to love yourself. It is easy to keep a gratitude journal. It's easy and it's simple. And a small enough, cute book. You can carry it with you wherever you go. I have a pretty awesome book, actually, but we won't talk about that right now. We'll talk about it maybe later if we have time. Positive affirmation jar. Story time. So I went to this one. I've been to over 40 weddings. Let's start there. And I have a top 5. So one of the weddings in my top 5, what made it one of my favorites was because of the jar. It was like a jar. I mean, one of those huge pickle jars. And it was full. Like we had papers next to it, a little pencil next to it. And people were writing notes on how to love one another or things that they had experienced over life that were wonderful and that worked. So they literally had a jar piled up of all these beautiful, beautiful love notes, right? Literal love notes for ideas and things that they could do for one another, for how to handle arguments and situations or disagreements, how to compromise. Like it was so dope, y'all. It was one of the coolest things I ever came across. And in the same manner, I encourage you to make a positive affirmation jar. Why? Because you are contending with $60,000 to $90,000 money in my mind, huh? 60 to 90,000 thoughts. Okay. So why not inject them, infuse them with what you prefer? Doesn't it make sense? Make it make sense. If it makes sense, it makes dollars. Let's go. All right. So you write down a positive affirmation, a compliment, things that you love about yourself. What do you love about you? Ooh, ooh, ooh. And not what people told you they love about you. Don't cheat it unless you need to. You need to add that too. Okay, fine. But what do you love about you? Because you are probably going to know some things that other people don't. So write those wonderful things down. And you're putting it on individual little pieces of paper for clarity's sake. So like at the wedding, there were little squares. And if you like circles, do circles. If you like sticky pads, do sticky pads. But mind you, you don't want anything that's going to be too sticky, that's going to make a little bit of a mess, unless you want it. Be my guest. That's on you. So take the time to make your affirmation jar. What size jar? Please don't be that dude. Like, don't be that person that goes and get the smallest jar you can find. Don't do that. That's lazy. Do not be lazy in your living. Do not be lazy in your loving. Get it in motion. Get on your team. Be your own salvation. Be your biggest cheerleader. Get a freaking huge jar. Why not go get your not just the mason jars, I love those too, but get you a pickle jar. Why not? And fill that bad boy up with wonderful, beautiful things that you can speak over yourself. And every day, how many days out the week? Every day. Oh, every day that ends in Y. 7 months. Go on and reach in that jar and take you out a couple of affirmations and read them out loud. No, speak up. Speak up in a manner that you can hear. Bring some emotion to life when you say it. Make it believable to you. Okay? Think about it this way. If you were telling someone else this thing and you wanted them to feel you, to believe you, to be on board with you, and to say it to yourself in that manner. Like, lively up yourself. Because Bob already told us to, right? Let's see. And that's that. Like, literally, that's the simple 3 games. Troy done dipped out. And we're at 48 after. Okay, good. So I'm in good timing. Yeah. Because I'm not kidding about being out of here on time today. Because I do want to go over to Clubhouse and support Scott Harrell, my partner in rhyme, for his feature and 5 Deadly Disciplines tonight. So games, just a quick review. Self-love bingo. Simple. Make the card. Add the wonderful things to it. Do it during the week. 3 or 4. It's not hard. Do 3 or 4 of those things from the self-love bingo card. You don't like bingo? Pick your game and do that. Okay, great. Gratitude journal. Simple. Again, this is a daily practice. So let me rewind. It's simple. I ain't saying it's easy. Okay, but it's simple. I'm giving you simple, practical things that you can do to build your heart back up. The whole point of the episode 14 light, episode 14 full, and this practicum is to love you back to life. Learn how to love you back to life. What do I do for a living? I'm a coach. I literally love people back to life. So I can sit here and tell you what I know. This is expertise, baby. Love you back to life. This is simple things. Now, do I have a whole other bag of tricks for my clients? Absolutely, I do. At the same time, these are also in it. See what I'm saying? All right, word to the wise, put it to use. Self-love bingo. Do. Gratitude journal challenge. Simple, not easy. The hardest part about it, And even that is simple. It's being consistent, because it's a daily practice. How do you grow? How do you learn? How do you love? How do you come out of anything that you don't want to be in? Daily practice. When you're climbing up, you're climbing up. If you sit there, let's say you're climbing gravel or dirt. If you sit there for 24 hours, you're going to be sliding right on back down. Do not make that mistake. Daily effort, daily growth, daily practice. Put it to work. And writing down things that you're grateful for, come on now. That ain't hard. Okay, great. Positive affirmation jar, that's your third game. Kept it simple, like I promised I would. Fill it up. And reach in that bad boy and get you a couple out every day and read them to yourself. Rehearse them to yourself. Memorize them and let them become a part of your thought life. Let them keep you company. Let that keep you company, good company. And for clarity's sake, I'm not a fan of folks living lonely. I am not saying run out and grab the first thing you see. I'm not saying that. I am saying be wise. Be spiritual in your choosing. Seek spirit, divine spirit. Ask, okay? And receive what is given to you. Are people perfect? No. But if you find a person who can respect you, who's got your back, and then you can have their back and that you respect, that's a place to build from, okay? Start somewhere. Make a friend. There's not this many people on the planet for us to just live life lonely. It's not the case. Speaking of that, I wrote a book. Book is called I'm Telling. Stories and poems to help ease the lonely mind. I laughed my behind up when I was writing that book. I wrote it ridiculously. Fresh poetry, fun stories, mischief. Y'all know I love mischief. That's just who I am. So there's some mischief in the book too. And I would love for you to get your copy, read the book, and send me remarks. Talk to me about it because it's truly conversational. I think you'll enjoy it. And I love my work. I love the things that I create. I pour love into them. This particular one, y'all, I'm in love. Like I was giggling and things pour through me. So when I go back and read it, I'm laughing myself and enjoying, because it's like, oh God, this is what was on my mind at the time. And I literally shared it with you exactly, like no holds barred, no chill. So definitely contact me, get a copy of the book, because I think you will enjoy it. Especially if you're doing lonely stuff, knock it off. Okay, great. Make friends. I am going to share another thing with you guys. So I did mention that I'm the founder of Sanctuary Experience. One moment. Got a tickle. Okay. Sanctuary Experience founder. I'm going to play this for you. Gotta find it. Have a listen.
Hi, I'm Linda. This is my first sanctuary that I came to, and I was so excited to come because I was looking for some answers. I was looking for a connection inside of myself. I was looking for things that I hadn't discovered yet about me. And this sanctuary experience has started me more on that road to discovering who I am and to thinking about, what does Linda need? What's inside of me? And what do I want to do as I move forward? So I've started a process. It's been wonderful. And I'm so glad that I came. And there's more to do. So I'm excited to move forward and just see where God is going to take me in this journey. But it started right here at Sanctuary. So you come too.
Cool. So that was Miss Linda. And I love sharing her story because one, you guys see she is lovely and elderly. And I should say elder. I don't know if the elderly kind of applies because she's so busy and full of life. But however, she is just another example of one of the wonderful humans who has lived a beautiful, long life, served a lot of people, but still hadn't connected to herself. And if that sounds familiar and you are a female, woman, September 20th through 22nd, we are going to have a 3-day experience in Florida. When I say we're filling up fast, please do not even delay. Don't even play with yourself. Don't do it. Get your deposit in ASAP, quick. You want to contact me, you can text, which one is this? Florida. SXP FL. You can text it to 321-443-2495. 321-443-2495. We are past our early bird But if you still let me know that you got it here, because I'll know SXPFL, I will give you that early bird discount. It's $1,200, normally $2,500, because we take you for 3 days and your price is all inclusive. Feed you real good and walk you through several experiences that help you connect to you and God. Amazing. Without fail. And that tickle is still in my throat, you guys. So we're going to a little bit. So join me for that. Connect with me for the book. And what else was there? We're here every Tuesday on this podcast for growth. If you know you want to grow. Here I am every Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join me here. Be sure to follow Blast Music 247. Also, please do follow me on my YouTube channel. I'm thinking through the content and how I'd like to grow it out, because I like this. I really do enjoy it. It's I ran away from being a podcaster for years. I was fleeing. And if I had known I would have enjoyed this much, I would not have said no. So I'm glad to be here with you. Thank you for taking time and sharing it with me. Very grateful for you. It means a lot to me. And I'm hoping that you've heard something that you're going to implement immediately. That's my hope. Do reach out to me if you have access to me on my medias. If you don't, you can find me across the majority of them at Melikia K Courtney. Simple. Just like you see it up there. On Instagram, I was in a funny mood. It is Santa's Helper. SANTAZHELPR. So find me over there. Send me a message. I get a lot of messages, and it may take me a little bit. So be patient with me. If you know me more directly, you will hear from me faster. That's just the truth of the matter. You're one of my clients, you got access to me, period. Okay, so that having been said, I do believe I have done what I came to do. And you've heard everything that you need to know as far as loving you back to life. Join me next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another growth lesson in SXP Metamorphosis 365. Yes, I do have a small group coaching if you'd like to be part of that. Yes, I am an Intuit coach and a spiritual coach. I do a lot of things there. Yes, I do help people figure it out and love them back to life. If you find that you are overwhelmed, stressed out, stuck, lonely, reliving traumas that happened even as soon as yesterday and as far as years ago, and you find that you resonate, you feel that when I'm speaking to you, you can feel that vibration that, yeah, this is my connection. This is the help God sent me. Reach out to me and allow me to help you. I would love to. Okay, on that note, thank you. And I'm going to find the buttons because the adult is not here. Let's see. I found it. Oh, wait, did I need to start anything else? Let me show this real quick too. All right. So I just want to make sure I throw that up there so that everyone does have a quick view of my pricing packages. All right, and we're going to leave that for just a bit so you guys can get the information. Screenshot if you need to. That's probably the best way to do it, and then look at it in your leisure. Okay, mission accomplished. I'm going to put that away, and then I'm going to hit this magic button. Bye.